You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, I'm Chauncey Glover. Here are your top stories. The LA Innocence Project is now taking up the Scott Peterson case. Peterson was convicted of killing his wife and unborn child 20 years ago. The LA Innocence Project has already filed several documents and also in the Superior Court, including a motion for post-conviction discovery. That basically implies Peterson's new legal counsel believes there is potential evidence to challenge his murder convictions.
The Innocence Project has said that they are looking at actual innocence in this case, and they're asking for additional information. They're asking for evidence from the original trial, and the evidence would indicate that they think somebody else potentially perpetrated this crime. They're also asking for additional DNA testing, a type of testing that might not have been available at the time.
And joining us now to talk more about this developing story is political reporter Tom Waite joining us tonight. And Tom, you've been working on this story all afternoon, and you just spoke with the juror from the original trial. Yeah. What did that juror have to say?
It was a fascinating conversation just because, the case has been, over for so long. He basically welcomes this inquiry. He's saying, look, I'm willing to see what they have to say, what they present. He says, I feel comfortable we made the right choice back when the case was presented to us, but I'm open to hearing new evidence. But he seems pretty, solid on his conviction, literally, that what they decided all those years ago is what the right choice was. He did say it would be absolutely tragic, though, if the evidence that purportedly will be presented was somehow shielded from them or deliberately not given to them. He said, look, if something came up that's new, obviously that happens. But he said that, what would bother him, obviously, is if some evidence was withheld.
Right. Was he surprised about this, and after all of this time, was he kind of shocked and questioning what evidence, and did we get something wrong, or did we miss something, or was something not made available to us?
Right. I think he was surprised, but he did talk about, how the sleepless nights of being on that jury, night after night, going home, or maybe going, I can't remember if they were sequestered, but, going to bed at night and thinking about the case and how hard it was to make a decision because, obviously it's a life-changing decision for the defendant, Scott Peterson, at that time, and obviously for him as well, because the decision they made was so consequential for the rest of, for Scott Peterson, the ultimate sentence was death. Yeah. So, it was overturned, but that was, that's what they were dealing with at the time. So, but yeah, I think he was surprised. I get the sense, but he's very open-minded to, let's see what they have. Let's let it play out. Let's see what's, what's out there.
And now that's what we do. We let it play out. Looking forward to seeing your story coming up tonight. Tom Waite reporting for us tonight.
Thanks, Chauncey.
Well, police have arrested a man who posed as an alarm company representative and burglarized elderly people. KCAL News reporter Joy Benedict has a preview of that story tonight.
Investigators are asking for your help tonight as they're trying to find more suspects and more victims in a string of burglaries where they say the suspects were posing as security experts. One of those burglaries took place here in this mobile home park behind me, the San Rafael mobile home community outside of Harbor City. This is a facility that was reserved for those who are 55 and older, and investigators say that the burglars targeted people who they considered elderly. In all, they say there was one burglary here and 5 more in Anaheim that they know of, all with the same MO, where 2 men claiming to be employees with Brinks Home Security somehow talk their way into the home. One of those men distracts the person who lives there, and then the other person takes jewelry, credit cards, checks, things of that nature that are then used to steal from that particular individual. So again, right now they are thinking that there are more suspects out there. They have been able to arrest one of those individuals, and this is his photo. This is Jacinto Chavez, who lives in Riverside. So they think there are not only victims here in Los Angeles County, Orange County, but possibly even Riverside County or San Bernardino County as well. So they're asking if anybody recognizes this man, if they think that he came into their home or possibly posed as some sort of a security expert. You're urged to contact your local police department.
Joy, thanks. Turning now to the weather, a live look at Long Beach tonight, which is dealing with another round of high surf. An advisory is in effect right now for parts of our coast. Let's head straight over to Danny Roberti with your next weather forecast. Hi, Danny.
Hey, Chauncey. We've got big changes on the way. Not just the high surf, but rain is moving in this upcoming weekend. And we're tracking that storm for you. This is what's next. Look at that storm out there in the Pacific right now, making its way towards areas like Oregon. It's going to push this high pressure out of this way, and this is going to open the door to a series of storms moving through this upcoming weekend. So let's talk about what's next going into tomorrow and into the weekend. Friday is really going to be our last dry day. That storm door opens up. We get waves of rain this upcoming weekend. The heaviest will be Sunday going into Monday with on and off light showers for the most part for our Saturday and also our Sunday. So as you wake up tomorrow morning, we're talking mostly cloudy skies, low 50s. Those clouds kind of serve as a blanket to kind of insulate us, so it's not going to be nearly as cold in the morning. Still chilly up in the high deserts. We'll climb to the low 60s in the afternoon time, but still overall kind of a cloudy day out there. It's our transition day, and we're going to start to see those rain chances picking up big time going into the weekend. So Friday looks dry, but by Saturday, Sunday, going into Monday, and yeah, Monday is going to be the focus for these storms. The strongest, most potent, organized part of that storm will move through them, and that's going to bring us our heaviest rain. So let's talk about the timing of all this. So we wake up Saturday morning, and this is when we start to see some light showers developing, at least in LA County, by around sunrise. Now, I know you're seeing green all over the map, but for the most part, what we see Saturday and Sunday, it's all going to be on the light side. On and off during the day on Saturday. Here's the thing, it's not going to be nonstop, so there will be periods where it's dry out there, where you can get outside, but it's just going to be overall pretty gloomy and pretty gray out there. This is 4:30 Saturday evening, light showers sticking around, and then we go into Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I'm going to stop the clock at 9 o'clock. You're getting out the door early in the morning, maybe headed to church, to brunch, and actually things dry out just a bit. Yeah, we see a lot of clouds, but even in areas like Orange County, we're going to see some of those clouds breaking apart with sunshine. Some light showers could pop up during the day on Sunday, but let me take a step out of the way. Sunday night into Monday, this is the focus, and this is when we are going to get those soaking rains moving through. Not just that, but thunderstorms are also possible, and if we get this heavy rain in a small period of time, this could very easily lead to flooding, the potential for that. So Monday, 7:30, yeah, we've got that heavy rain moving in all across the board, LA County into Orange County. Heaviest in Orange County by about 10:45 Monday morning. So that commute Monday, it is going to be a tough one. Roads are going to be very, very wet, and we could be dealing with ponding on some of the roadways. Some of that rain is going to stick around Monday evening, but by the time we get to Tuesday, that rain moves out of here. We start drying out and warming up, and it's going to be a nice rest of the week. Coming up at KCAL on 8, we're going to talk about how much rain we could see by the end of this, and also when the 70s make a comeback. Chauncey?
All right, can't wait for the 70s, Danny. Thank you. Well, two Madonna fans are suing the pop star after she was 2 hours late to all 3 of her Brooklyn concerts last month. The plaintiffs say many concert goers didn't get out of Barclays Center until after 1 a.m., forcing them to deal with limited transportation and eventually higher costs. The lawsuit also lists Live Nation and the venue as defendants. CBS News has reached out to Madonna, Barclays, and Live Nation for a comment. We're still waiting to hear back. A rocket launch from Florida is set to make history with a fully international crew. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket is headed for the International Space Station. On board is a fighter pilot from Turkey. That's the country's first astronaut to go into orbit. Also mission specialists from Italy and Sweden, and also a retired NASA astronaut. The flight was organized by the Axiom Space Company. It's all a part of NASA's plan to move toward the commercial space station.
And this flight is viewed as, a stepping stone toward that, giving a private company, private astronauts experience in space. So when the International Space Station is deorbited in the 2030 timeframe, they can transition into commercial space stations where NASA would simply lease space on the station to carry out their research.
Well, after their 36-hour flight to the space station, the crew will then spend about 2 weeks on board conducting experiments. Well, this has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. I'm Chauncey Glover. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back live at KCAL News at 8 o'clock right here on CBS News Los Angeles.